Hey guys, welcome back to The Reach. It's Cam. It is my first CGC video of books I've sent off and had come back. I don't know why I'm doing all this crap in my hands. Anyway, I've got a CBCS two book box, and then I've got, if you can see this tower off to the side. Anyway, I've got all these. And those would all open. I haven't opened any of them. I do know what the grades are. I'm not going to play that crap with you guys. I don't believe about 90% of the unboxing reveal videos I do, although I'm not saying you're lying. I'm just saying I'm suspect that you don't actually look and see. If you've never submitted anything to CGC, they send you a lot of emails and you can go and look at the grades. Maybe if you have incredible willpower. Obviously, you know, I don't. So I know what the grades are. Maybe just because I really wanted to know what they were. But first, I'll start with a couple books I've picked up just in the last couple weeks, couple slabs. This first one, actually the first one I'll show you, is one I picked up from a buddy who's been on the channel with me before. It is a Thor 337 and a 9.0. He is not the world's biggest CBCS fan, and so I think he found a CGC graded version of this just a little higher, that he liked a little bit more, that's actually a newsstand. And so he was kind enough to sell me this for a good deal. And I've always wanted it. First appearance of Beta Ray Bill. This is one of those funny moments too, where I was telling him I actually like that Spider-Man down there as a, I don't know, a stamp or whatever they'd put in place of the newsstand thing. So in this case, I actually kind of like that. Anyway, so that's the first one. A 9.0 Beta Ray Bill 337. I also recently, for Christmas, which was kind of another weird reason I was waiting to make these, because I literally had these here for weeks, bitching about turnaround times, and then I've had them sitting here. But my brother-in-law was cool enough to buy me a slabbed box for Christmas, which is what I asked for in our gift exchange. 4 slabs, because the ones I already have are full or can only take about 2 or 3 more, and I've got probably 10 to 12 sitting here. So Beta Ray Bill was first. I'll stick that in these as we're going. And second, I have this. I've started kind of collecting these. This is Fantastic Four 244, first appearance of Frankie Ray as Nova, the second Herald of Galactus. And it is a 7.0. I know on the camera it's... But the real kicker is, and I've started collecting these, if you can see it there, it is a Mark Jewelers variant. So I don't know if you're familiar with Mark Jeweler variants, but they were something they released, I think, from about the early to mid 80s into the early 90s, where they put jewelry ads, Mark Jewelry, it was the name of the company, they put ads in the middle of comics. And the rumor is, and I don't know if there's any verification, or maybe for somebody who knows more about this, you can comment, but they'd put them around military bases and stuff, hoping, I think, that GIs maybe would pick them up, or any service person, somebody away from home, more or less, would pick them up and go, oh, you know, I want to buy some jewelry for my girlfriend back home, or something like that. That was kind of the point of it. So that's what those are. They're even rarer than newsstand. Newsstand is rare. Mark Jeweler variants, even rarer. They're tough to find. They're really tough to find in good grade, obviously, because they were, you know, purchased out and about, like I said, near military bases, maybe where somebody's moving a lot. So I accept a much, I wouldn't say lower grade, but somewhere, like, if I were to pick that up personally, if it wasn't a Mark Jewelers, I'd probably look for an 8.5 or something. But in this case, because it is a Mark Jewelers variant, that take the 7.0, mainly because I like Frankie Ray, and I like the book. I like the cover. It presents really well too. This is the CBCS. I sent these 2 off. Again, I know what they are, so of course I would know what they are, but I know what the grades are, would be more familiar to say. They're packaged pretty well. My real fear in opening these is that I've waited so long, especially with the CGCS box, that if there's any damage, they might be like, well, why didn't you tell us 3-4 weeks ago? So anyway, I'm gonna blow the mic up. All right, pull them out of here. Okay. Puppy on the floor next to me here, something to tear into. He hopefully doesn't make too much noise doing it. All right, so there's 2 books in here, 2 slabs from CBCS, like I said. What's the best way to open this? It's packaged really well. No chance of anything bad happening unless I cut myself or the package trying to open it. I'm sorry if that's killing the mic. Ah, sorry. Okay. Oh. All right. So, oh, there's my bill. Oh, that's what the other one was. I couldn't remember what the other one was. All right. So, sticking with the Mark Jewelers variant, like I said, I really like those for some reason. I've been collecting them. I've got that. I've got another CBCS book that's a really low grade. You'll laugh when you see the grade, but I just wanted it. For me, it's almost a posterity thing. Like, these things are so rare, and it's a first appearance of Hydra Man, Amazing Spider-Man, yada, yada, yada. I have to look it up to look at. But that's another first appearance, obviously newsstand Mark Jeweler variant that I have coming. This is probably my best one. This is Amazing Spider-Man 344, and they do, yep, they have it on there. Oh, sorry, I thought the damn camera. Mark Jeweler variant in an 8.5. Again, a grade I would accept lower. Well, especially since this book's almost 40 years old to begin with, I think, or the other one was 40. I can't remember how old this one was. But definitely been out in the wild, and it is the first appearance of Cletus Cassidy, who became Carnage. And a pretty cool cover with Rhino and Spidey and all that. Anyway, an 8.5 CBCS Mark Jeweler variant copy, first appearance, Cletus Cassidy. All right, I'll stick this right in this box. And here is my info as far as all the stuff they apparently send with it. I don't, probably insurance. They send that thing all the time. Insurance for, anyway. What was the total? Looks like about $70 for these two with shipping back and whatnot. So anyway, second one, was hoping for a little higher grade in this, but I understand. In my opinion, CBCS grade's a little harder. I've sent stuff to CGC and I've sent stuff to CBCS, and for the most part, I swear CBCS grade's a little harder. Maybe just my opinion, just the things I have, I think. Anyway, and I can see a few ticks on this now that I've gotten it back, but it is Thor, God of Thunder, #2, and it is the first appearance of Gore the God Butcher, who is apparently going to be played by Christian Bale and coming up in the next Thor Love and Thunder movie. So, CBCS 9.4, Thor God of Thunder, first appearance of Gore the God Butcher. Character I love. I love this Jason Aaron run. I like the Jason Aaron run almost as much as people seem to like the Cates. I love the Cates run too. But I like the Jason Aaron run really well too. And I really like that character and I really like that book, and I hope it does. I hope they do him well in the movie. I'm always a little suspect when they start combining. I mean, to me, that in itself would be enough for its own movie. So if they're going to do Jane Foster and the death of her or her sickness and all the rumors and that, I just hope they can pull it off. So, but I really liked Ragnarok. So, all right, let's open this up. I should do like a drum roll. This is the one I'm worried about maybe having damage. The box looks great, but this is the 10 book. If you go back and look at some of my other videos, you can see the submission to this and what I expected. I did fairly well for what I guessed. You know, I gave myself kind of a... Oh, sorry about that. I gave myself a big window as far as the grades I anticipated. And in most cases, I would say I probably got the lower grade I expect. So a lot of times I'd say, oh, I'm guessing a 9.8 to a 9.4 on this, and several of these are 9.4s. That kind of thing. So I did okay. Some of them I'm disappointed on. I don't think they're bad grades. I just wish they'd have been a little better. Okay, they're packaged really well. I can show you. They've got extra padding in there, so the books are really stored well. Let me see. We'll start on the right here and just start pulling them out one by one if I can get the first one out. Geez, sorry. Proof that I didn't open this ahead of time because I'm clearly in over my head. All right. Oh, well, one of the big dogs. This is one of the ones I was hoping for a better grade on. This was the lower end of what I anticipated. when I was cleaning and prepping it to send it off, I did notice marks and stuff on there. And like I said, I think CBCS grades are well, CBCS grades harder, so I'd be afraid to see what they gave this book. This is Heir to the Empire, #1. It is, let's see, they say the first comic book appearance of Mara Jade, Jonas, the commander who's right under Thrawn and Thrawn. It's based on the Timothy Zahn book, The Heir to the Empire series, in an 8.0. I was hoping for a little bit better grade. It was cleaned and pressed. The only thing great about this book was I got it for a song. I literally paid under $5 for this. And I knew that Thrawn was going to be popping up probably in the upcoming Star Wars films. Well, they've already mentioned him in Mandalorian, as far as she's going to look for him. The Twi'lek and Ahsoka Tano apparently is going to look for Thrawn. So we know he's coming. I've heard rumors that Mara Jade might even pop up in the Boba Fett series, which is in its 2nd episode as of this filming. So who the hell knows? Those are all rumors. 8.0. Wish it would have been better. Can't blame CGC for it. Still a fun book to have. Valuable book. Anyway, moving on. Another Star Wars book with CGC's bill in it, which I already know. Oh, yeah, anyway. Yeah, this one shocked me. This is one that was on the very low end of what I was anticipating. This is probably the biggest shock of the whole one, because I submitted 2 of these. It is a Star Wars Thrawn #1. It's the JTC cover, the action cover variant, John Christopher Tyler. John Tyler Christopher, John Christopher, anyway, whatever, JTC, I think is what they say. And it's just the action figure version of Thrawn. Sorry if I can move this box. It's blocking some of the light, so I have to set it at a funny angle. Anyway, I love the JTC covers, the action figure variants. There's one of Black Chrysanthemum, if that's how you say it, that I'd really like to pick up that's blowing up right now, so hopefully I'll be able to get that later. Anyway, a 9.2. I was anticipating a much better grade on this. I'll have to look up the grader's notes. But even as I look at it now, there's a couple nicks on the spine, which I don't necessarily remember being there. I'm not saying CGC mishandles our books or anything as they're storing them for 6 months, but who the hell knows? It's probably just me being blind. So, all right. This was a heavy Star Wars lot. Sorry. This is, oh good, and this is one of the ones I was happy about. This is Star Wars Rogue One, the adaptation. It is the comic book, which they do not have listed on here, which is really lame. It's the first appearance of Jyn Erso, the robot, and what's his name, which, God, his name just popped in and out of my head, which is the main reason I sent this in, because he is supposed to have Cassian. Apparently they're going to make a Cassian series, is what I've heard. Anyway, it's his first appearance. A bunch of first appearances. Rogue One, pissing me off, CGC, that you have absolutely none of that listed up there at all. Just, that's it. No first appearance. Man, CGC sometimes, you guys. Anyway, 9.8. Happy with that. Wish they had to put some of the first appearances on it, but what are you going to do? I should have probably wrote a note on it, but I've heard they just ignore that too. So, anyway, sticking with Star Wars. Coming up, yeah, this is a little relevant. This is one of those ones. I don't know if you guys buy so many comics you forgot what you've already bought. I was doing some specking with Black Chrysanthemum, and then I looked at something. I was like, oh yeah, so I should go out and maybe find some of the other ones that are going to be first appearances coming out. Long story short, I was like, oh, I should go get Cad Bane's first appearance. And then saw the book, and I was like, oh yeah, I already have that setting upstairs. Graded. This is Darth Maul #2. It is the, what do they call the variant? The trading card variant or whatever. Again, they don't list it. CGC, man. You guys. Anyway, it's the first appearance of Cad Bane in comics, which is a big character in which CGC should have up there. 9.6, unfortunately. I'd have to see the grader's notes to see what got docked, but that's probably a fair grade. I think that's probably what I said in my thing, is I probably got a 9.8 to a 9.4, which is generally what I said. First submission, not bad. First appearance of Cad Bane, contrary to the fact that CGC doesn't put jack crap on the top of their magazines or their books sometimes. Jesus. All right, I'm apparently going backwards. Oh, again, my second submission to this, which I swear those books looked identical when I sent them. Again, not saying CGC does anything in their storage of 6 months, but anyway, and this is a 9.8 version of that JTC cover of Thrawn. I don't know, I'll sell one, I'll keep the other. I don't know if I'll keep the lower grade and sell the higher one. I'm not really the biggest grade snob in the world outside of finances, but again, a cool cover with hopefully a character coming to Disney Plus or maybe the movies or something, who knows. Anyway, we got, I think 4 more here, so we're at 15 minutes, geez, I better hurry up. Alright, yeah, this one didn't make me happy either, but it's a black book. Anyway, this is Spider-Man 2099, number 1. This is the hip-hop version, variant cover. It's Kanye West's, I think, what was this, Good Music? I don't know. Cruel Summer album cover homage. Anyway, 9.2. I have no idea why it's a 9.2. I don't see any ticks, any spine ticks at all. I don't see any bent corners. It's just, I'll have to look up the grader since that one's pissing me off too. A 9.2, and it is the, Spider-Man 2099. So anyway, cool cover, cool album cover. Kind of a lame grade in my opinion, but I do have they did change recently, so you can go look at all the graders notes for free. I think that was a change CGC made. I'm pretty sure it's CGC and not CBCS. So I can go look and see what they said. Usually when I look, I calm down. I'm like, oh yeah, that's probably fair. So, all right, and this is one I really liked, and I'm glad I got it in a 9.8. This is Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme number 1. It is another hip-hop comic variant, Schoolboy Q, is it Blank Face? Is that what it is? Album cover? Anyway, this is the first appearance of somebody, too, that they didn't bother to put on here. I want to say, like, is it Nina the Conjurer? Something like that. Anyway, again, another first appearance. CGC didn't put on there. Cool cover, though. In a 9.8. So, that's pretty cool. I was glad this one did. I was actually kind of worried about this one. I always worry about any cover that has a heavy black. It seems like I always get docked. I have, from CBCS, an almost perfect edition of Batman Ego that supposedly the new Batman movie is supposed to weigh heavily on as far as the plot, and it's an 8.5 from CBCS, and in my opinion, it doesn't have a Mark 1 on it, so who knows. This one cheesed me off because I was sure this was going to be a 9.8. It is Green Lantern number 3, The Death of Alexander DeWitt by Major Force. It is also a DC. These are tougher to find, the DC Universe logo. But this still is an absolutely fantastic condition. A very controversial issue for the time. Kyle Rayner, Scott Lang and Kyle Rayner apparently in prison. Kyle Rayner comes home and Major Force has like dismembered and chopped up or something his girlfriend and stuffed her in the refrigerator. So a pretty wild for the time issue. 9.6. Wish it would have been a 9.8, especially with that DC Universe logo. Cool book. I'm a Lantern fan, obviously. That's a keeper. So either way, I thought it was a perfect book. So, but who am I? I'm starting to sound like one of those guys. Anyway, let me see. Oh, yeah. This is one of my all-time favorite Ghost Rider covers. This is Cosmic Ghost Rider number 4. It is, and they don't have that listed either. It's like the New York City Comic-Con variant edition. You'd think they would write some of the stuff on there. Good Lord. Anyway, I love that cover with all the Ghost Riders. You got Johnny, and then as you kind of spin it, Jesus, sorry about that glare. You got Robbie, I think is that Robbie there, in the Charger. And then you got Ghost down here in the corner, riding the woolly mammoth. Just a cool Cosmic Ghost Rider with Frank Castle. All 4 of them on the cover. Just a cool cover. 9.8. I'm glad about that grade. Cool book. Love the cover. Personal collection, obviously. So, let me see. I think we got 2 more. 3 more, maybe? Yeah, what do I say about this? This is one of those ones, when you make some of your first submissions, and you're just like, what the hell? I'll throw it in and don't think it out. This is definitely a first timer's. Anyway, this is Predator first appearance, number 1 first appearance of Predator in comics in a whopping 7.0. I know it's not even probably worth what I paid to get a grade. I knew putting it when I was sending it in that it had some issues. I thought it had more like an 8.5 kind of issue, but apparently CGC really hammered it. It is a cool cover. You can pick these up for next to nothing, which is kind of weird considering how big of a character Predator is in the movies, and it's been in numerous comics that its first appearance is still pretty cheap, and definitely dirt cheap in a 7.0. Obviously that'll be a keeper because ain't gonna make any money selling that. Anyway, first timer's experience. And is this it, or I got 1 or 2? 2? 1, 2, yep. We have, in a 9.6, unfortunately, if I remember right, that's what I anticipated, that this had a pretty, you can see down there. Anyway, it is the death of Jane Foster Thor. It is the Inhook Lee variant of Thor. Thor number what? 705? The Mighty Thor 705. I love that Inhook Lee cover. That is just a gorgeous cover of Thor in a 9.6. Not the worst thing in the world. It did have that is a fair grade. It had a condition issue that I knew of. I was kind of hoping to sneak it in a 9.8, but it had a corner that had been banged. So, and last but not least, we have this grade too. Anyway, black covers, man. I have Star Wars: The Old Republic number 6. One of those ones I just threw in as a seller. Now that I see it's in a 9.0, it isn't worth a whole lot. It is the first appearance of one of the Darths. Again, CGC would just know what anything on any of these would be. My biggest complaint of CGC is they just don't write anything on their labels. It is a Darth somebody. If you're really interested, you can go back and watch the submission video for these 10 books, and I have everything listed out there and what I think the grades are. Anyway, this video is 20 minutes long, so I apologize for the length. If you hung around, thanks a ton. Thanks for hanging around watching my first CGC submission and CBCS. And you know what? Thanks. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you around the bend.